Are we gonna start this what if series off of what if Spider-Man the other? My daughter also has the Funko Pop of Spider-Man in this comic. So we start off with the Watcher explaining. He was explaining that spiders don't undergo a metamorphosis. Then we see Peter in his cocoon. He was dead, but he was in a dream state where you see his inner spider. What if Spider-Man had rejected the spider? Poison self. In the 616 universe, Peter Parker, trusting his instincts, embraced the spider. But in another one, as you can see here, he took a different direction. He rejected it. The spider told him he can come back to life, and he told him, I don't want to come back to life. I don't want to have 4 arms and shit. So he killed him. Then he remained under the bridge. They said like a fly trapped in a prison, waiting for the spider to return. Except the spider has already been on the bottom of someone's shoe. Thus will the fly remain where it is forever. Unless, of course, Venom comes. So we see Venom in this prison, right? It's Matt Gordon, the Scorpion. Venom takes off of him. It gives us this explanation, of course, that Spider-Man was the first one to have Venom. So it's a psychic connection to him. And that's his first true love. You never forget your first true love. So Venom leaves Matt Gordon, gets on one of these guards, right? Leaves the facility after killing one of them guards. Swings through the city, then leaves that guard on the bridge into the sea. Then he finally meet up with Peter Parker. He fuses with him, but it don't happen automatically. It take months. Winter had rolled into spring, and then at the time of rebirth, Poison Spider-Man was born. Then it said Mary Jane had woke up out of her sleep. She had a nightmare that Peter Parker was gonna come back. Aunt May was like, wouldn't that be a good thing? She was like, no, not like this. That's when Peter Parker jumped through the window. They thought it was Venom, but Aunt May seen it was Peter, or as he liked to call himself, Poison Spider-Man. He ran over to Mary Jane because he said he wanted to give her a gift. She's like, no, I don't want anything from you, Venom, and that's when he gave his name Poison. He tells her that he can replicate himself inside her and she'll be just like him. She said, I'd rather be dead. He said, there's no problem, I can make that work. That's when Wolverine and them came in, right? He threw Wolverine at him. Luke Cage was behind him too, and then he tried to stop. Then he pulled out this thing out his arm, poisoned it, and he was able to cut through Luke Cage's skin. He said rock hard skin doesn't do much against a stinger that can break rock. Then Mary Jane said, get out. He like, not without you. She like, fine. She said, I'm gonna let you do it, but every day that I'm like that, I'm gonna make life hell for you. So he thought about it. Then he left. They don't know why he did it. I want to believe that it's because it's a little bit of Peter Parker that was inside of him. But he went to the graveyard, and like they said, you can't forget your first love. He digs up Gwen Stacy, put her in the cocoon, and then she comes out. And that's how they end this off. There ain't no part 2.